Howdy crew. Tonight I'll be going over some OSHA compliance standards that I'll have to comply with to stay legal with OSHA for the welding rig. Let's get to it. There is an OSHA standard that I don't think many know about, that for if you're going into business for yourself, I think that's very important, and that is for first aid kits or IFAKs, whatever you want to put it as. I would go with IFAK because first aid kit to me just sounds like you have little band-aids and some Neosporin and that's it. Whereas in reality, on job sites, you have to have some bigger stuff. Now, I will be modifying it for the welding rig because there will be some things that I will need that's outside of what is the standard for OSHA compliance, but I will need everything to be OSHA compliant. So that means everything they have on their list, I have to have. But then there's going to be additional things that are required for the field of welding due to risk of fire, burns, all that stuff. So there's going to be some extra things that I'll be including in there, and those videos will be coming up soon. But if y'all are going to job sites, I do recommend that y'all have burn cream, that y'all have stuff to apply to yourself, if not others, but specifically yourself. I always had that whenever I was at a job site. I always have something with me or in my vehicle to where if I'm injured for some reason and it's bad, I can go to my vehicle and start doing whatever needs to be done. I've done that before. I've had some big incidences happen to myself personally, and I was able to get things somewhat patched up. And so I do highly recommend that even if you're not starting your own business, that you have that on hand. I view it as very important. I view it as essential. I wouldn't go anywhere without it because things happen. Not even counting car accidents if you're going to and from a job site, but when you're on a job site, it's inherently dangerous. Doesn't matter how much OSHA standards are followed, things can happen. They just can. So I do want to put that out there. There will be videos coming up with the medical list. I'm not going to put into this video, but to where I'm getting a lot of this stuff, where I'm getting a little bit of this stuff here or there. So once I get that stuff, I will put it in some vlogs and showing where I get things, why I got some things some places or another. Or if I get all at one place, I'll let y'all know where that place is. But I just want to put that out there that if you're starting your own construction company, whether it's a welding rig or any form of construction company, you have to have first aid kits and you have to be OSHA compliant. You can't just have some band-aids and Neosporin. That's not going to cut it for a job site. It's good to have on hand, but it's not enough. It's just really not. I never carried band-aids, just a little extra thing. I never carried band-aids. I carried Neosporin, duct tape, Israeli bandages, tourniquets, normally cat tourniquets, blood cauterization powder. I think it's called bleed stop. I normally carry that with me. So you just tear it open, you pour it in, you push it in, and it cauterizes the blood, stops the bleeding mostly. And I've duct taped my calf back together. You just have to do what you have to do. Is it fun peeling that thing off? No, it's not. But you gotta do what you gotta do. I wouldn't say that duct tape is an official, quote unquote, first aid supply thing, but it really does help. And super glue, it was used in Vietnam. It's what it was invented for, was to patch guys back up. So if you have that on hand, but there are certain super glues that aren't as good, so you have to do your own research into that. But that is something that has to be done, is you have to have a first aid kit, and it has to be OSHA compliant if you're starting your own company. It just has to be done, because if you're there, something happens, and OSHA is coming to look at what you've done, and they say, well, how come you couldn't patch yourself up, or how come there was no first aid stuff administered to anyone? You don't have it, or you don't have the adequate supplies. And their list to me is a bit on the, I wouldn't say petty side, but on the lower end of what should be on a job site. That's just my personal opinion. I'll go into that in more depth once I start getting supplies for the welding rig itself, for the medical supplies. But I just do want to put that out there for y'all to research it. I'm not here to just hand everything over to y'all. I want y'all to look at it and to think, what do you need? I'll put out what I'll put in there, but do you think what I'm doing is too much? Do you think what I'm doing too little? I want y'all to think, research all this stuff. Don't take my word on everything. I want y'all to be able to look at this stuff and say, hey, I have this idea. Just don't copy everything that I'm doing. think about it. Do you need this much? Do you not need this? Do you need more than that? It's all dependent on you. My own safety and preservation of life depends on what I put in the welding rig. It's not what someone else gave me a list on. It's not just the low end of this list or this standard, whether it be OSHA or any other organization. So do not just copy what I do and think that you're going to be good. You might have some other danger that you have to worry about that I don't. Or you could be packing a bunch of stuff in your IFAC that I have to have that you don't need. So there could be gives and takes. There's too much, there's too little for your own situation compared to me. So please do not just copy. Think about what you need. Do you need twice as much? Do you need half as much? Do you need more items that are expanding on what I have or I'm going to get? Or do you need less items of what I'm going to get or what I'm going to have? So just make sure that when I'm giving out these different things for the welding rig, this isn't to copy. If it's the same for your situation, well then by all means go for it. But be sure to be thinking about what you do and don't need. Just don't write down what I say and take it for gold, because maybe I make a mistake. Maybe I fall short on something, and if you don't think about it, then you don't catch it. So by all means, double check me on anything and everything. I encourage that. I don't frown upon it. I'm not going to get upset if y'all find a mistake somehow. I'm more than happy to correct things. I'm never above doing that. But I want to put that out there. If there's something that y'all need, don't just think that whatever OSHA puts on there is what you need, or whatever I put in there, or the next person, the next video that you see. Don't think that what they have is only what you need. Make sure you're thinking about, do I need this? Do I need that? And I think that's very important to do, because I think some folks just copy and then they miss out on a bunch of things. Either they do too much or too little because they're just copying a standard, whether it be OSHA, whether it be some video on YouTube, or whether it be some other organization that's supposed to be quote unquote professional about putting a medical kit together for construction sites. So I do want to put that out there because I think that's very important that y'all do your research on that. And I can't stress that enough. So hope y'all enjoyed, and I'll be coming up with these videos as soon as possible once the items are bought. And if they're in different stages, I will make different videos so y'all can see each stage that I'm going at. Hope y'all enjoyed, and I'll see y'all in the next video.